pick up the knife and then... Yeah, let's go.
Hey, dearie! Take that! Show your stuff!
Let's go. Whoa.
But thank you. Really, thank you.
Really, it was nothing. The main thing is you're safe.
All thanks to you. Here, a token of my gratitude. And thank you again.
Okay. Know it. Damn, I don't have a chest here. Whatever.
Greetings.
I've got news about that poach.
And? Did you catch him?
Not exactly.
What does that mean?
Well, you know how you said this poacher leaves a mess behind?
I know, the weasel. That really makes my blood boil.
Anyway, that's how the wolves sniffed him out. He didn't stand a chance against them. There wasn't much left of him, but I brought at least this as proof.
Show me. A hunting knife. This knife will be no use to him now. But still, no one deserves such a fate, getting ripped to pieces by wolves. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to grieve over him.
You said something about a ghost. Will you tell me what that's all about?
Hold your horses. All in good time. If you help with another poacher, I'll tell you the whole story about the ghost. Or are you tired of walking through our beautiful forests?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, leave it out.
What do you want to know?
What should I do with him?
If some wild beast doesn't mete out justice first, aye. If he's not willing, force him. But make sure he's not too battered.
Yeah, I understand. There's a lot of poachers on the rampage here, aren't there? Is there anything different about this?
This poacher is operating on a
big scale?
He's killing so much game that he must be selling it somewhere. It's much more than he could use. Only, to prove anything, I'd have to grill all the innkeepers in the area. They wouldn't.
Where does this one hunt?
A stone's throw from here. In the woods.
Christ! It's right here and...
I don't like going into them forests. To tell there's something not right. The game is often frightened. Maybe Miller Crazel knows something. The poacher operates near his mill, after all.
Good idea. I'll ask him. Thanks. I'll go and find him.
Good luck. Well...
God bless. Good day to
There it
you.
is.
Where should I lie down?
Well, it's best if you sleep upstairs, behind the chimney. Go up the stairs to the next floor, and then climb the ladder to the attic.
Yes.
Gamekeeper Varrel told me there's a poacher. Know anything about him? I'm trying to track him down.
All there is in Lower Samine Forest is the lair, my storehouse. It's on the south side of the pond, somewhere near the middle of the woods. Don't snoop around there too much. But if there's some poacher working there, it must be even further south from the lair, somewhere on the hill.
Thanks. I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
I even managed to get my hands on the key to the chest with the confiscated things.
Very good. Give that to me, too.
Well, I thought it might come in handy.
Come on. Give it here.
Fine. Here it is. Judging by the contents, it seems like you're dabbling in alchemy here at the mill.
But don't forget about astrology. Although that's something anyone with a grain of sense should avoid. Now show it to me, so I can... Good. Good.
What now? Did you hear me?
Sorry. I owe you my thanks and maybe another
Don't tell me you've forgotten. I need to...
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way. Oh,
Are you yanking my pizzle?
not at all. I'll get you to the wedding as sure as the heavens are above. But, besides, things are about to get really interesting.
Enough. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business.
Devilish. You guessed it. It's nothing And when I say I'll come in, not some hocus-pocus brewing of...
Tell me more about it, then. Maybe...
I suppose. You are my apprentice, after all. Now, I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using secret...
Isn't that a kind of pie?
Henry, a golem is a helper brought to life using divine can be made of clay, wood, stone. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic, can you just imagine carrying sacks? He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik.
My word.
So far, it's just all it's in the intra. Just look at the Bible. Moses could command the water. I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus the same as the Pharisees. And all the apostles would have been burned at the stake.
So a golem, you say, made of flour? For the good of mankind?
Exactly.
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me. But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
Oh, see now, I completely forgot. Here you go. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work...
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a...
Short and to the point.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit...
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which...
Saltpeter is niter. That I know. They're white... I have no idea what you might need it for. Or is it supposed to be some peculiar...
Nothing of this. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life. Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos. His feet will never get tired, and his fists will have but. Saltpeter is the most...
So you're serious?
Certainly.
How much saltpeter will it take?
A lot. That's why I want you to find me a...
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But
Well, you never know when an experience like that might...
All right, then. I just hope you know where to look. That you can point me in the right direction. And also that you'll get me into that wet...
Yes, Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
So Bonnie is...
Bonnie is someone I trust. Not only will she... The main difference...
Hold your horses. You want me...
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste salt, she'll tell you the rest herself. That's a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Oh,
How can I get to the...
there's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right at... Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died. On the other hand, Zedek might be holding his tongue for a while after his...
Bonnie spends time with Zinnik. She may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a deep... Right along.
To the lair.
Jeez, that was a lot.
You seem like a reasonably educated...
Where are you going with this?
Well, I reckon you know some interesting... If you share them with me, it'll make it easier to enjoy.
I'm glad you know what you're getting yourself into. Are you interested in the theory of...
That's a bit too fast for me.
I have no time.
Well, I'll be...
All right. But don't forget. For a few groschen, and I'll teach you whatever...
You talk about alchemy.
We've been through a lot. Let's start with you. Let's get to work.
I'd like to learn some...
Well, you... All right. For a few groschen, I'll...
For instance,
I see. Let's get to work.
I'd like to learn some...
Well, all right. For a few groats, and I'll...
I reckon you...
That's a true... You need to master... Let's get to work. See you soon, my friend.
Okay. Quest tipster.
Good day. What would you like?
What's the purpose of that pen?
Indeed we're not, friend. That's where we learn how to...
Fist fight?
Why do you think? It's a pretty handy thing to know, and it's a
Does the miller know about this?
Crazel? Hey,
Thank you.
got cold feet, eh? Well, if you ever change your...
The fuck was that? Is that a gun?
Greetings.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit. He said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
The Wolf of Skalitz.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
Wait. Does it matter what I give her?
My word, that's exactly what I need. The ingredients for the magic ritual.
What?
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Crazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
I'm curious. I'm mostly...
I'm more worried that but that's enough of that. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. But if you're in a hurry to find...
No.
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zeneg in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the... I had to hide out here for a while, so life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zeneg and all the other mill nuts, so I'm glad the mill is finally... But it's a shame I don't have my dog Sniffer no more.
Crazel mentioned that he died.
Aye. He started getting these lumps all over his body. And what about you? What...
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach...
Those are pretty hard.
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Crazel starts spouting off his... What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
I don't know.
I understand. Thanks for talking to me. But now, before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collect... It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests. Anyhow, now all the styes in the region are scraped clean, and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
The barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Crazel said we need at least 6.
6 times? Will...
I reckon so. There should be as much as Crazel needs. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms.
Certainly. You take a damp wall, like in a sty, you let the water evaporate from it, and you get this salty bloom.
That's right. But like I told you, all the sty walls in the region are scraped clean, and we can't wait. Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. But I get it that it's left over from dead.
God's mysterious way.
And he also wanted me to taste it.
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to...
Not exactly, but I have an idea. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a gold... I mean...
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Ah, the gravedigger Ignatius. I've already met him. He lives outside Troskowitz in the direction of Apollonia, right?
Aye, that's him.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And I learned a lot during that time, and
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskowitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, the Wolf of Scarlets.
I'd like to learn something.
What would you like to know?
Damn.
I reckon you've got a few tricks in your...
All right.
This is pretty necessary stuff, though.
I'd like to learn something.
And what would you like?
I need a few tricks.
All right.
I'd like to learn some...
What are you interested
The mysteries of Al...
All right. But take care now.
Long time no...
Crazel gave you?
Yeah.
Did you come here to make fun? As soon as she showed up, she gave me hell.
No, not at all. I just need to find out something. What do you know about...
Not much to know. He's half-graved. He takes care of both dead people.
I'd never have figured that out without you.
He's my father. And he's a wizard.
Yeah, right.
I was born the 7th son. I have the power of clairvoyance and I can raise... I'm just hiding out with the miller. I've been chosen to save them.
Yeah, nice story. But if I'm going to get the miller some saltpeter, I need to know something useful.
Oh, aye. You're not much. The gravedigger's as boring as you. Also, he knows when he's being lied to, and he hates it. So don't even try it.
You see? That's the kind of thing I wanted. So, Zinek,
Oh, still have the... And Bonnie...
weren't you afraid of...
What? What are you...
Dead souls past time. That's why the miller is looking for them.
You fool. We're looking for saltpeter to sell to butchers for salting meat. There's good coin in it.
Well, the miller told me something different.
You can't believe everything he says. A golem in the mill. He's...
You're all just trying... What can you tell...
Well...
Are those nicknames?
Dungus. We always come up with this, and nobody sees through. Bonnie's been here the longest. I'm surprised she still puts up with crazy. And I think she likes animals. When I try to talk to her about
What sort of place?
our secret place, where we can quietly plot sneaky plans for,
Behind that boarded-up door?
you know, story. Look, I know Bonnie ordered me to clean up in them. Thanks to you, I'm sure the movement of goods will start again soon. So it'd probably be... I just... Farewell.
Okay. Now. Tell which stolen items are considered stolen in the location you're currently in. I don't really want any of that shit. Okay.